come over next weekend.
I'm asking, bro. I'm talking
about. No, don't put that mask. Hey, you hear the other thing too about Ezekiel Elliott? They trying to feed me. You might want to talk about some video, but trying to feed me on. No, he's getting it, trying to get a trademark, and then there's this Russell Ryback who has feed me more trademark already, so he's not gonna get the trademark. So like that's crazy, though.
Anywho,
I might talk about that.
Welcome, was your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again one more time, with my man DMV, Dallas Cowboys. What up, DMV?
That man had too many fumbles.
Odell Beckham Jr. in the building. Jesse DuPont. What's going on? He's a draft Earl Thomas. What do you draft?
You can't draft me.
Shit, we need to do something.
You need to do something. Look, Harif, what's going on, man? I did this for you, Harif, because I heard you say at the end, was I streaming? Rue Glock, what up, man? Eddie Sibby, what up? Zeke fan. Can you guys hear us? It's the Cowboys. What's going on? Yeah, defense played better, but the secondary, Lord Jesus. What up, Gary Hawkins? Seahawks defense is trash.
As bad as the Seahawks defense was, they found a way to get stopped when they needed it.
Yeah, they did.
For some reason, when our defense is trash, we still can't get a stop.
No,
when we need to. Even last week, we didn't get a stop when we needed to. We had the onside kick. They couldn't stop them last week.
Oh, happy birthday, Dallas Cowboy fan 421.
Happy birthday.
25 years old in the building. I see you.
In the building.
What up, Juno? Jesse DuPont. Dak needs to learn to take the sack and don't turn the ball over. Well, he was trying to make a play. You know what I mean? And they always tell your quarterback in a situation like that to make a play. Now, if you see the guy coming and he's not coming from your blind side, then yeah, I agree with that. But when he's trying to get that ball out and get that, especially in a situation like that, when he's trying to win the game, you got to do everything that you can to win that game. You two, what do you think would it cost a trade for DeQuandre Diggs? Is that the dude from Seattle?
I don't know.
I don't even know who that is. Daryl Lindsay, what's up?
What's up, y'all? No discipline on this team at all. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm not gonna say.
I don't think discipline is the issue with us right now. Actually,
what you think it is?
Lack of talent in certain areas that we've been missing.
Like safety.
Yeah, yeah. And really, I mean, line. I mean,
I like what they did with the offensive line.
I do like what they did, but they should have been done that. I mean, you noticed the difference in how we blocked when they made that adjustment.
Trayvon Diggs is definitely a beast, though. He is. I give him that. But again, just like any other rookie, man, he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to get better. It's going to take time. Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith back next week. Yeah, they should be. But here's the thing about Tyron Smith. If he's not back, it's only because they're not rushing his injury. Where's D-Law? D-Law was out there. He actually made some play. I was telling them that he made those Alden Smith sacks.
He made a couple runs.
Those were assist plays by him for him to get that sack. Trade for Kevin Byner.
What are we trading for?
Right. Because don't say any of the guys that we're trying to get rid of because they do their research just as much as these other teams do.
Well, I ask you this, E2. The question right there says, E. Williams, Eric Reed, or Earl Thomas, which one of these guys would be best for us in the perfect world?
In a perfect world, I would say Eric Reed.
In a perfect world, I say Earl Thomas. Because we struggle with the crossing routes and stuff of that nature, where any tipped balls or anything of that nature, diagnosing.
He'll get that. Yeah. I mean, I get that. I agree. I agree. Okay. If you're saying in a perfect world, meaning like he ain't no problems for you, then yeah, I agree with the Earl Thomas aspect of that. But where we at right now, I'm gonna go with Eric Reed. We have to get rid of this hesitant plays. We always cause it and impact execute. I know
that's what we're talking about. We talked
about the execution.
They can't wipe their ass. They can't wipe their ass.
I don't know if they're still trying to learn this playbook or I don't know what it is, bro. It's almost like they don't know where to line up sometimes.
Like they are NFL players, so they made it there for a reason. but they got there and they're there, and it's like they don't know how to play.
That's true.
I don't know what it is. It can't be that complex of a scheme.
And the corners are all right. The corners are doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're in position. You look at that play where Russell Wilson was running around and he had to end up, he got sacked on there by Antoine Woods.
Mm-hmm.
All the corners were covering all the field.
Yeah, and actually in the second half, defense did a much better job.
They did.
With that last drive, Xavier Woods really let us down. Straight up. Xavier Woods was trash on that drive. Straight up. Number 25.
Would we want Clay Matthews? I don't think the linebacker position is the...
Our front seven is not a problem.
Yeah.
Right now. I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, we're good there. Xavier Woods is such an effing bum when you just... Damn. You said you need to sign you at this point? I know fans are upset right now. I get it, man. I trust me, I get it. I completely understand right now, and I'm there with you. But we also have to think rationally too. We have to understand that there's certain situations where there's a certain reason for certain things. L4G custom fabrication. What's going on, brother? Where you been at? I haven't seen you on my channel in a while. Where's the pass rush? Dak ball. We actually had pretty decent pass rush today. We had much better pass rush than we did in that Falcons game. I'll tell you that, because we weren't getting to Matt Ryan last week, but we definitely did fluster Russell Wilson this game, but not enough though. Yeah, but it's progress.
It was a different type of pass rush. So with Russell, he's the type of guy where you can't just rush him and go straight at him. You got to have your defensive ends kind of box him in, and your interior guys kind of got to push the pocket that way.
Yeah.
So you really want Russell, because for the most part, you're not really going to get a clean hit on him. You're not going to sack him for the most part. But you want him to where he's throwing the ball off his back foot and it's sailing, or you get him to throw the ball away. But more than likely, you're trying to box him in with the pass rush. You're not really going at him.
Right. Shout out to my members. Kid Mega, what's going on, man? This is the thing. Now, we were talking about L4G. Oh, you said you running through YouTube seeing the reactions. I know people tripping right now. Somebody said Tony Pollard. I thought that was me. I thought that was my account at first. That's
me too. Yeah.
That's my initials. It's my last name and everything. In spite of Tony Pollard's fumbles lately, he needs some of those Ezekiel Elliott snaps. What y'all think? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just mental mistakes or they just are too anxious or what. I don't know. I really don't know.
Tony ain't touching the ball, so Tony was trying to make a play.
Yeah, and I think when you get, well, like I said, anxious, you get anxious and you do too much. Yeah, Cedric Wilson was definitely the MVP. If we would have won this game, it would have been a different dynamic as far as what Cedric Wilson did.
Well, if we would have won this game, Dak would have been MVP.
Well, true.
I mean, the man almost threw for 500
What up,
yards.
Kid Mega?
What's up, y'all? Coaches don't know their identity of our team. Aaron said that. I definitely agree with that. Ron, Aaron.
Well, you got to think about this, Iran. When you got a coach that like just met these players in July, you know what I mean? Just met these players. A lot of these players, they don't know who they are unless they brought them in. You talking about having Zoom calls and stuff like that. He wasn't able to touch these guys until training camp. Then you talk about you get to training camp. You got 3 weeks of training camp, and then within that time, you got 14 padded practices, and then within that time, the refs are horrible. And then within that time, you have to make your game plan, all while cutting your team down to 53-man roster. That's that. I don't want that job. Not in the COVID year. That's hard. Like, I mean, this is our preseason, unfortunately. These first 4 games are our preseason. Now, we should do better with the Browns next week.
Yeah.
If you notice, we get better and better every week.
Browns is a must-win. We got to be 2-2. We have to be 500. We have to go 500 this month.
Got to. Ref fucked up some plays. They called again. Maybe Jerry should think about hiring his own refs. If that was legal, then I'll be ready.
You know, I don't necessarily know if I trust Jerry to hire refs.
You don't think so?
Shit, they can't even hire a safety. They haven't hired a safety in 20 years.
Our offense is definitely in good shape. It's way better than what we have in the secondary. Like I said, it's just pieces that need to come together. You guys got to understand that there's teams here with less talent than us there's a lot of teams in worse situations than us. It's just that we got to get it together. What up, Doughboy Fresh? We got to get it together. We got to do what we need to do. The offensive line, I like what they did with the shifting. We would have never did that with Jason Garrett. You would have never seen them shift like that. Bring Tyler Badish in there and shift Looney and then shift Zach Martin out to right tackle.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a hell of shift. I'd never seen them do anything like that before.
That being said, Connor Williams is a problem. And we need to address it by probably signing Ron Leary.
Yeah. And apparently they tried to sign him. They brought him in, but for whatever reason, the contract fell through. I don't know what that means, why it fell through.
I just think they're trying to play hardball. They're trying to negotiate. Like, to me, I feel like the front office is trying to negotiate like to buy a used car or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like, you get what you pay for. And what y'all are paying for right now looks like shit. But if y'all are okay with that.
But see, they saw these guys on film and they were like, look, I know these guys could play better than this because I've seen it on tape. We already talked about this before I got on live. Xavier Woods has played better than this. We've seen it. Jordan Lewis, he pulls a lot because he sure.
How much better than this has Xavier Woods played? I'll ask you that. Because if it hasn't been this much better
than he showed today.
He has. But has Xavier Woods really said, damn, that Xavier Woods is fucking balling? When have you ever said that? You haven't.
Maybe one game.
You've never.
Maybe one game.
He might have made one play. He's like, Xavier Woods, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You never said Xavier Woods is fucking causing havoc today.
Yeah, that's
they
why.
Ain't got shit for Xavier. You ain't never said that.
That's why I knew when Rouzier went on IR, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
I'll put it this way. He got hurt today. But Adams, you seen Adams out there. I'm not saying he Adams, but when you
make
like,
you wish that you had him on your squad.
Yeah, he deflecting passes and shit. Like, Xavier Woods.
That's what you need.
Xavier Woods is fucking backing up when the ball's still in the air, bro. Come on. Come on, man.
DMV says get him out of here.
Get his ass out. Him and Darian Thompson.
Darian Thompson be getting steamrolled, bro.
Both of them.
You be seeing.
Both of them back there playing DB like the Hodge twins out there.
But I don't understand. That's why I said I said this on Mark's channel. I don't understand why they cut HaHa Clinton. I don't understand it. That part I don't get. You know, I try to make sense of a lot of things on my channel, y'all, and y'all already know how I roll with it. I just don't get it. Hey, Xavier Woods is a big hitter. What you talking about, DMV? Joking.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If y'all go back and watch this play, watch this one play. I knew they was trash today, and I knew we didn't have a shot.
Oh, Mark is upstairs, G.
Yeah, go watch the play where DK Metcalf, where he actually burned Diggs, and that's when Diggs came behind and knocked the ball. And when they show the angle, they show the all 22 angle of the safety. Mm-hmm. Both these idiots fall in the air. They still backpedaling on the hashes. Bro. I'm saying. Like y'all ain't gonna break responsibility when the ball in the air? Like, no. Bro, like you're a little kid. And you know when they have the little football, and you backpedaling, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and they do this, and you're supposed to break on it.
Oh, David Pinillo, thanks for the super chat, bro.
Oh my
Need
God.
a safety. Who you want? I know you want Earl Thomas, so I don't even know why I asked.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going on a rant right now.
No, you good. You good.
Keep
it up, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up. Got something in my eye. Oh, somebody had a comment. Edwin Singleton said, "What up, YouTube? Why is it that we always lose to the referees and the teams that BS our defense suck? Our secondary is garbage, like skunk piss.
Oh boy,
Law is garbage right now as well. Wow, tough words.
Oh, man.
What you think? I'll let you take that one.
You got almost 100 people on here.
I know. I'm actually shocked because Law. I mean, Vosh is on, and Vosh gets all of it because Vosh is the big guy. You said, has my mind changed on ET? No, my mind has not changed. I was trying to explain to you guys that I don't hate Earl Thomas. I just don't like what he brings to the table as far as a guy that's just going to come in and do what he wants to do. If they get him and they have a conversation with him and they say, hey, look, bro, all that stuff that you was doing in Seattle and with Baltimore can't happen here in Dallas. They got to put their foot down. They got to do like you said with the Patriots. If he come in here and act correct, then okay.
Well,
I'll eat crow. What?
I'll ask a question because I mean I've never seen anything that says otherwise. So maybe you have.
I have. And when players, when you're
what players?
when your fellow players, even guys he need. So first of all, what happened was I don't know if you saw this, but the reason why they cut him in Baltimore wasn't because of the coaching staff. His fellow DBs was like, we want his ass out of here. If he's gonna do that and not play with us, like after that fight was about him blitzing and doing what he wanted to do, and everybody else was doing what the play call was. He didn't do what the play call was. You know, we know that Earl Thomas is a freestyler. He's been doing that ever since he first got in the league. He always used his athleticism to his fault. He never went with a game plan. That Legion of Boom, they all did that. Him, Cam Chancellor, they all freestyle back then. That's why he was always chipping, and that's why you see that he was a ball hawk, because that's all he did. That's all he did.
But this is what I'll say. We got two dudes who are following our scheme right now.
Cowboys.
They're following our scheme right now, doing whatever the hell it is they're supposed to do, and it's not good enough. Maybe there are just certain safeties that do have those instincts.
And some that don't. And we just happen to have the ones on the team that don't. Like I said, I love Earl Thomas.
I'm just saying, because what I'm saying is, what you're saying has not been good enough for us. And in Baltimore, it's a whole different culture, because in Seattle, you didn't hear that same shit. And he won Super.
At the end,
he won a Super. You heard? No, no. This is what happened. They didn't want to pay that man. They didn't want to pay him, but you didn't hear from players that he was a problem. Hell, what's his name? Won him in San Francisco. Richard Sherman. Won him in San Francisco.
Well, that's because he played with him. But you look at it like this.
Trust him.
Yeah, he trusts him. But apparently the Baltimore guys didn't fuck him.
But Baltimore is different because Baltimore is kind of built from the core in. He was always an outsider in Baltimore. So just because Baltimore is a little different in how they built doesn't mean that he's necessarily a bad locker room guy. He might not have just fucked with them. You know how some people, like, you rub them the wrong way and they just don't like you.
Yeah.
It could have been that. It just might have been a really bad.
But when you're late for practice because you need to wash your car and things of that nature, like, it's just like little stupid stuff he was doing. And my whole thing is this, like, and from what I did when I did my research on it, I didn't like what I heard. And my whole thing is, long as he's not doing that in Dallas, okay. If he don't do that in Dallas, then whatever. I just get sick of the argument because all I hear every day is, Earl Thomas, Earl Thomas. I get tired of hearing it was the Jamal Adams thing.
You gotta understand, this dude is a perennial all-pro and shit. Perennial all-pro.
I agree.
So sometimes talent outweighs you being able to do those things. And maybe his talent had gone down to where it just became unbearable.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it was that way. And I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying that going off of what Baltimore is saying, how come we not going off of what Seattle is saying? His only issue in Seattle.
Did Seattle really say anything positive to him outside of what Cam Chancellor said and what Richard Sherman said?
All I'm saying is,
because I guarantee you, Pete Carroll.
You didn't hear none of that car. You hear none of that car washing bullshit in Seattle.
I mean, I don't know what he did in Seattle, but I know that it was problems towards the end, and I know that they didn't want to pay him or whatever. But you don't do this in the middle of your coach in a game. And another thing is, you don't go to another team's locker room and talk to their coach. You don't do that. It's because you come back to your locker room, your coworkers looking at you like, what the fuck is you doing?
No, true. But
like, that's almost like being at your job. That's like being at your job, being in the break room. And you in a break room with your job, right? And you got the little overhead screen on, and you're applying for a job, and you got it just an open. People walking in the break room like, this motherfucker here applying for another job while he on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just humility. You have to have that.
I feel you on that, and this is what I'll say, because a lot of people want to work for like Google or you know what I'm saying, companies like that, Apple.
Yeah,
they offer a lot of benefits.
Right.
So if you get to where you want to get to with one of those companies, are you going to fuck that shit up?
No.
Does Earl Thomas want to be a Cowboy?
Okay. Does he want to be a Cowboy? Or does he want to be a Cowboy because he moved his family to Austin?
That dude is a Cowboy.
And he's from Texas.
He's wanted to be a Cowboy fan since he was in Seattle. I mean, he wanted to be a Cowboy. He's a Cowboy fan, bro.
What's going on, Jana?
And Adams wanted to be a Cowboy.
Yes.
The problem is, we're not taking care of and going to get guys that actually are really good that want to play here. Because
I think a lot of that was the money issue too. Because even if they wanted Earl Thomas, you look at the money, and I don't think that it's worth the trouble.
It wasn't at the time, but right now, money ain't the issue.
I don't know.
1-year deal.
He might be cocky and be like, look, bro, you want these interceptions, you're gonna get this money. You gonna give up some of that money.
Earl Thomas visited, right?
Yeah, he did come for it.
When? I didn't hear about that.
I know.
When did he come for a visit?
I know he was supposed to.
Because I guarantee if he came for a visit, they would have signed him. And if they did it, that also means that they had a conversation with him about this whole situation. I was like, nah, we don't need it.
Like Howard is saying the DMV is a cap matter. That's never been reported to us that it was a money issue.
They're not going to tell you that.
No, they tried to make it a character. They said it was a character thing.
Exactly.
They never said it was a cap.
And it's the reason why nobody else signed it.
No, you know what I'm saying? Dallas lets you know when it's a money issue.
Scott Simpkins, what's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat. I get it about Earl, bro, but we need him.
Yeah,
Dak had us ahead.
I'm talking about now.
No, I agree. I'm not against his play.
It was a money issue.
I just don't want the problems that come with that play. If Earl comes here, in here and he's not a problem and he does what he needs to do, then I'm all for it. But if you're gonna get that same old like what happened to Baltimore, that's not what I want. And I'm not saying that I want a bunch of choir boys. I don't want that either. But we all talk. See, they always give me the whole narrative of Charles Haley, right? Charles Haley was a monster, but he was never a bad teammate. It's a different from what Baltimore players are saying, and even what's his name? The dude that's the Kenny Stills. Where's he at now? He with the Texans. Even he said because he was supposed to. Somebody asked about him going to his team. He was like, "Nah, I don't want him."
You want to know who else was considered a guy that people hated and considered a bad teammate? LeVar Arrington. Would you take a LeVar Arrington on your team?
Not really.
You wouldn't?
I mean, LeVar was a crazy something.
And another guy, like when you brought up the whole like wildcatting and blitzing and doing whatever the hell you wanted to do. You want to know who else?
So if you want to,
you want to know who else safeties were like that? Palomalu.
Yes, Charles Haley was smart.
Palomalu was like that.
But Palomalu was a good teammate, though. He was a ball hawk, but he was a teammate. Nobody said nothing negative about him.
No, see what I'm saying is like a lot of these defensive coordinators out here have egos.
They do.
They have egos to where
you don't think Mike Nolan don't have one?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying,
Mike Nolan said in his interview, if you go back and look at his press conference, he said himself, he was like, "I ain't never talked to Earl Thomas."
Y'all
they're not even thinking about Earl, bro.
You're proving my point is that their ego is so huge that they're willing to sacrifice wins over their own ego.
I hear you, and you shouldn't do that. Then who do I want you to? Not certain. I mean, damn, like get Eric Reed in here. You got.
Should I call Antoine Bethea?
Antoine Bethea. You could get Ha back. You can get George Iloka. Like you got guys that's been in these type of systems that we run that can play better than Xavier Woods and Darian Thompson.
I just would like to have a safety that knows what they're seeing and is not just out there.
Kathy, you said he was a bad teammate in 49ers in Oakland. Who are you talking about? What's up, you two? Great job with Mark Holmes. Shout out. Yeah, shout out to Mark Holmes as well. He works hard on his channel, man. He really does.
I love the sign by Vikings.
Scott Simpkins, thank you for super chat again, brother. Man, all of our Super Bowl teams were on drugs. But see, again, Scott, that was a different era, though. There was no social media. If it was Emmitt Smith wasn't no, and Emmitt Smith is my frat brother all day. Emmitt Smith wasn't no. They was in there in the hotel rooms with prostitutes and nose and taking nose candy all day. But there was no social media back then, so nobody knows that unless you're a real Cowboy fan. And they can't get in trouble for it now because they ain't in the league no more.
True.
You said Iloka signed with the Vikings again? Oh, he went to the Vikings? Oh, damn. See? Just wanted to jump on to give
The-
DMV a shout out before I jump off the screen. You all doing what you do. All right, Alan, appreciate you, brother.
I think my biggest issue is that like every safety that like the Cowboys should have either gone and gave some picks up for, or maybe should have signed, which I'm afraid with Earl Thomas, that person ends up being a baller somewhere else. Like Minka Fitzpatrick, we should have got him. You get what I'm saying?
That's a motherfucking safety right there. You
Adams,
talking about
like Adams is proven to be worth the picks that they gave up for.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying.
Jerry
like,
didn't want to give up another first
well,
round.
they don't want to fucking do anything. And look what we have.
When the last time that we actually paid for a safety?
Yeah, we haven't. That's why we suck.
That's
why we suck.
The last DB that we actually drafted was Morris Claiborne. And look how that. And we went up to get him.
No, we'll draft corners all day. We will not invest in the safety position.
No, not at all.
We will not do it. We will not do it.
We definitely need to stop being delusional because and I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. Us, when we talk, ain't no delusion over here. We spit what makes sense. Like him and I agree on a lot of things, but we also disagree on certain things too. But at the same time, but that makes it better. But at the same time, like I agree with what we do need to fix the safety position. Now, do I think that we need to go out and get somebody dynamic? More than likely, but it's got to make sense on the cap too, because remember, you still got to pay Dak next year, and we don't know what's going to happen with the salary cap. So no. I think a lot of reasons why.
Not before we drive McKinney over Lamb.
No.
Hell no. Now Lamb was a perfect pick. That was a perfect pick. Perfect. We needed to sign a safety.
We were gonna sign Caleb Von Chase. Who did he get drafted to?
Caleb Von?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I ain't heard from him.
I don't know, but safety.
Carr looked okay. And see, Carr was out there and Carr was in position. They called that erroneous ass call on him. They got bullshit. Like they gotta stop doing that, man. Do you want me to remove Texas? Oh, Texas made in here? What'd he say? Let me see what he had to say. If he in here talking crap, then yeah. But if he in here acting right, then you can leave him alone. But if he in here talking crap, then get rid of him. Hold on. Let me address Texas Made right quick. Texas Made, bro. You said the Cowboys team is dread awful. Explain to me, in your opinion, what you think is dread awful. We'll wait for that.
I kind of agree with him.
So, do you?
Yeah, bro. We're not.
Yes, sir, Jim. Yes, ma'am, Jim.
We're not playing. I would say like a good team. Are we playing competitive football? Yes.
But Texas Made, we already talked about. Did you just come in? Because you obviously missed the whole conversation. We did say that our defense was, because we're not delirious fans at all. We speak the truth. Our secondary ain't good. We need to get better. And also, too, our coaches need to learn the players need to learn the coach. Again, and I'm not making an excuse. This is real. You got a whole new coaching staff. The defense is totally new. You got a whole new scheme. You got a whole new coaching staff. You said the only person on there is Leon Lett. Everybody else is gone. So these guys want different things. They're trying to learn these guys. They're on the off season before they even got a chance to even see these guys in person, watching tape on them. What they saw on tape is different what they're doing on the field right now. Mm-hmm. Mike McCarthy said that himself. He was like, Mike Nolan said it. I think that what they're doing, they're hesitant on getting other players, and what my guess is because they're trying to see what they really have with what they have right now. They don't want to just make rash decisions and be like, damn, I didn't give this guy a chance because he didn't learn. He didn't know my defense or what I was trying to do.
So I'll ask you this. And how long?
Right. Kid Megan said we just need a safety. That's it. Just get a safety.
How long is long enough?
How many preseason games are there? 4, right? So after this week, then
no, really, after 3, you really know who after 3, you know who your team is.
You also got to give it up to the teams that we played. You get the Rams, the Falcons.
The Falcons was ass.
All of these guys put up numbers. Yeah, the Falcons blow leads, but they're always in position to even get a lead, which means they have a good offense. So you're going against dynamic receivers every week. You got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett this week.
So
you had Julio Jones.
So going in with no safeties is just a great plan with dynamic receivers.
Again, I'm not against you here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying. That's the reason why you should have kept HaHa because of that veteran experience.
Yes. If HaHa was ass in these 3 weeks, then you get rid of him and you play the young guys.
Exactly. That's why when they cut him before at the cut down, I'm like, you cut HaHa? The fuck? Where they do that at? I just don't get it, man.
And then look,
the cornerbacks played all right. Oh, somebody asked me where I got this hat from. It's the draft hat from last year, and I got it embroidered with my name on it too.
Joseph Torres says,
"Always a lady." Hey, girl, how you doing? Sure, changes need to be made. Only week 3, Dallas Cowboys for life. Shout out to you, always a lady.
49 is a Rockets fan, #1 fan. Y'all need Reed, yeah.
He's already on the team.
No, I know what he's saying. He's saying sign his ass to an extension.
Oh, sign to an extension.
I was saying that too.
They
too.
will.
Absolutely.
They will.
They need to.
Oh, Alden Smith is going to be on this team.
Sign his ass
longer than this year. We know that. We know that. We need HaHa badly. Definitely some secondary help. Diggs is going to be a monster. And I feel sorry for Diggs because they just threw him out there to the wolves. They was like, here you go, Negro.
Come on.
Huh?
This comment right here from John Manish 214. At first, they were like, well, the safeties were worse in the Rams game, but then the safeties have gotten better each week. I'm going to urge you to watch some tape. I'm going to urge you to watch some tape and say that same thing. I think the safeties were worse today than they have been all year. I think they weren't as bad in the Rams game as they were today. Today was god awful.
Diggs did stand up like a man. Awful. He did. I like the way he batted that ball away though. At the end, he got burnt.
Yeah, there's no way you was watching today and you say that the safeties were better. There's no way.
Oscar said, did we get the Mark Special? No, we didn't get the Mark Special today.
If you watch, you ain't understanding what you're saying. There's no way. Them safeties were bad today. It was god awful. The safeties were not reacting to the football. They were not reacting to the football.
Yeah, Diggs got his ass whooped because he didn't have no help. Yeah, I mean you're asking a rookie that's coming in and playing against top tier wide receivers in the league the first time ever, and you expect greatness? That's not gonna happen, man. That's not gonna happen. And then he's on an island because ain't nobody helping out. Where the hell was the rest of the guys at? They looking around. There was some blown coverages out there. At least we're better than the Eagles. Shit.
Consider the matchup. I can deal with getting beat. I can't deal with wide open people. Can't deal with a wide open ass Lockett. He's the #1 receiver on their team. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, the refs got us, but we can't blame all of it on them.
The refs were pretty bad today.
They were bad.
But they're bad every week, so I kind of expect it.
We got to make sure that we don't make mistakes on top of that. We got to make sure that we hold our ground and do what the hell we're supposed to do.
Agreed.
Hey, Tyrone, I ain't worried about them people, man. They probably sitting in their grandmama's basement beating Nobody worried about no trolls, man.
There's some trolls.
Young Hitter got to go, yo. I ain't got time for that.
Ain't got time.
He's not even a real subscriber anyway, so he doesn't matter. Woods and Thompson. They were lost for how long?
60%.
60% of the game. Okay.
And most of them really had to do on third down.
It's gonna be easy because we got Odell Beckham Jr. Landry next Sunday.
Yeah, but Baker
Scott Simpkins, thank you, brother. How come Tony Pollard isn't being used? Because he kept fumbling. I don't know what's going on with him.
Tony's had a disappointing year so far.
Both of them, they out of sync. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, last two games, Tony Pollard with the opportunity he had.
They're mental mistakes.
Yeah, he's not been good.
Like if any of you have ever played on an organized team, you know that sometimes you want to go out there and you like, I gotta win this for my team.
I gotta make this
and sometimes you get too anxious, and sometimes you gotta relax and calm down, because when you get anxious and you just want to go ahead and make a move, you're not thinking in all facets, because football is a hard sport to play. You talk about guys that play the sport, and he coaches. So I'm gonna tell you right now, football is very cerebral. When they talk about like intelligence, that's why they do the litmus test. Because again, they want to know. Yeah, you can be athletic all day, but they want you to have football common sense too. If you're a quarterback, you're supposed to be able to read defenses. Now, everybody is all hell bent on Pat Mahomes. Don't get me wrong, he's an awesome quarterback. He couldn't read defenses when he first came in the league. He had to learn that. He had to learn. He sat behind Alex Smith before he left the Washington.
I'm not gonna say great veteran, but he's a great veteran to learn from.
Yeah,
the guys that learned from him ended up being pretty solid quarterback. Yeah. Kaepernick and Mahomes.
Yeah,
and behind Andy Reid's system. See, Andy Reid had a system that is quarterback friendly.
Shout out to Thomas Garrett, one of my members. Mental play is definitely huge. Always got to be huge. Eric Reid stayed hurt too much.
Carl Rogers says Ezekiel is not a threat anymore. Nah, that's not true.
That's not true.
Our offensive line was getting like they didn't play well today, and we had to switch some things around. That one.
Oh, for real? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Sign Earl Thomas tired of saying it. I'm tired of hearing it. either they do it or they don't. Like I'm just, yeah. But Ezekiel Elliott is definitely still a threat because again. He still when he ain't making mental mistakes and fumbling the ball, he makes plays. He gets those first downs when we need it, and I got to give it to him on that. And he be bowling them guys over to get into the end zone. We have a weak ass division again this season. Yeah, so yeah, we got to start. I hate that. I hate that too
because that's not going to get us anywhere.
It's not because when we play real teams.
Look at Aaron Rodgers missing throws all over the place.
Right.
I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees out here missing throws like crazy, looking bad.
Dak should have ran out the field on the last play.
I agree. I think he should have ran out of bounds, and then we lived to play another play. But at the end of the day, though, when you make a play like that, you probably think you're invincible, and that whatever throw you make is going to connect.
Yes, the Cowboys. I agree with you. Until he's in a uniform, chill. That's how I feel. If they sign him, they sign him. Not
Michael Dewey says RD is giving a 32 a game. That puts too much pressure on our offense. Agreed.
But see, you're talking about sign him on a not guaranteed contract and then cut him. Do you think he's going to actually come in on a contract that's not somewhat guaranteed? He's not going to do that. Understand how business works in football. And with a player as dynamic as he is, he's not going to come in here without any type of incentive. Understand that. That's why he chose Baltimore over us because they gave him more money.
Yeah, you tripping. Zeke is absolutely a beast. The first 2
he is a beast.
Well, today they game planned for Zeke. That's why Dak threw for 400 something yards.
Yes, he had a couple of brain farts. It happens, but at the end of the day,
he had a bad game. To be honest with you, I can count on my hands how many bad games Zeke has had.
Yeah,
like really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried.
How does Russell Wilson make Dak look bad? They're actually pretty similar.
He had to turn his game up today in order.
He had to turn his game up
to win
because he actually. What team did he play last week?
They played the Patriots.
Yeah, and you talking about Cam Newton, right? See how everybody rides his coattails. Understand that he had a harder route with us than he did the Patriots. Understand that, and the Patriots actually have Stephon Gilmore, so. I just think they need to, like you said, they need to find that balance. They need to figure some things out, and I think they'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. To Cowboys had Russ running all night.
Hey y'all,
what's the problems? Why didn't we sign Larry? We talked about that, Kathy. We don't know. All they said was that the contract fell through. So
you want to know the difference in the game, though? Simple terms, like no refs, no nothing else. Their defense made a stop when they needed to, and we didn't.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
That's it.
That's the difference. It was even. We were at a point. We went up by 1. Our defense didn't make a stop. And then we drove down, and their defense made a stop. It's that simple.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Like, Dak did all he could. Yes, the defense definitely lost his game. Special teams as well. Special teams got to do their part, fix some things. But I think they'll be all right after a while. They just gotta make a couple of minor adjustments. I like what they did with the offensive line. By shifting it, they actually played a little better once they started shifting some things around. You're supposedly getting Lyle Collins back this week, but we'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Don't be surprised if we go another week without him and Tyron, because I think they kind of want to rest these guys until we really, really, well, in their eyes, think that we really, really need them. He said, "Go Hawks." Well, shout out to your Seahawks, man. Y'all won. It was a hard-fought game.
We'll see y'all again.
Right. You know, I have big respect for the Seahawks. I do, especially for Russell Wilson. And I look at Russell Wilson's career, right? And we talked about this before. You look at his first 4 years in his career, very similar stat-wise to Dak's first 4 years. Only difference is he's got a Super Bowl. Now, that first Super Bowl, you and I both can agree on this, that wasn't on him. That was when he had the Legion of Boom, because that was when he didn't have the reins on the team. He just recently Marshawn Lynch, right?
Marshawn Lynch was the top 5 back.
Yes, and you look right now. Robert? You look right now at his situation right now. You look at it in a sense that, okay, it's his team now. He's putting it on his back. Is Dak Prescott not doing the same thing?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You got to get the defense. Got to help.
Here's the thing. The same thing that I say with Russ that has happened with Aaron Rodgers. Since those guys have become the quarterbacks that they have not won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Both of them at some point had to manage. Aaron's Super Bowl that they won, he was solid, don't get me wrong, but that was a team thing. Most of the quarterbacks like that. Tom Brady won his first 2 Super Bowl rings as a manager. Ben Roethlisberger won his first Super Bowl as a manager. Peyton Manning won his first both Super Bowls he won, he managed them games.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning played like some shit in the Super Bowl. Played some shit in all the Super Bowls he played in.
What was that one where they got that was the one where they got their ass beat by Seattle, right?
Yeah, he played like some.
Yeah.
Yo, Peyton Manning has played in how many Super Bowls? He's played in 4. He's played in 4.
Yeah.
He won 2, lost 2. Played like some shit in all 4 of them. So what y'all think about a quarterback? Like, it ain't really that. It's about how you win. Like Nick Foles. If I would have told you who's better, Nick Foles or Tom Brady, who you pick it?
Of course you're gonna say Tom Brady.
Exactly. So like, you just got.
And then it's not really a fair comparison because Nick Foles is not a career starter. He's a backup with starter experience. Dumpster juice. What?
We just got to figure out a good formula, man. That's it.
Zeke did nothing today at all. Dakota Rain Prescott did his job today. Okay, I agree with that. But Zeke did turn it around in the end. He did get you some first down.
And in all actuality, you can't give Dak all the credit because this is why I say, why do you think the play action was so effective? The play action was so effective because the game plan was to stop Zeke.
Yeah. So
without Zeke, if it's Pollard back there, they're not respecting no damn play action.
They're not. So Zeke will always be a threat, whether he fumbles or not. That's why they don't really give him too much shit about it when he does, because they're like, all right, bro, smack him on the back of the head, get it together, get back in the game. We know what you can do. Go in there and did it. He said, what game did you watch?
Bro, I watched the game you watched. They had about 8 people. Bro, they stacked the line. Why do you think we were throwing the ball so well?
Yeah.
Why do you think it was so easy for us to throw the football?
Yeah.
If we held them up on the rush, we were able to throw the football because think about it. Why do you think Cedric Wilson had a great day today? They didn't put no corners on Cedric Wilson.
Carl, what are you talking about? How is Zeke not a threat? Explain to me in actual.
He trolling
like hell because what he's saying don't make sense.
Like, why is Cedric Wilson, like, I think about it. Cedric Wilson wasn't guarded by a corner today. They were linebackers staying with Cedric Wilson. Why? Because they weren't going to nickel. They were staying in their base formation.
Too slow. Did you watch the game?
He's not watching, bro.
You're not paying attention, bro.
He's trolling. Don't worry about it.
They had 8 men in the box. Of course, Zeke ain't gonna get no yards. Get the fuck out of here. Zeke is not a threat. What the fuck? Because Carl, if he wasn't a threat, then like you said, they wouldn't respect him like they do.
How you gonna have all right, Joseph? How you gonna have a burst if you can touch the line, bro?
He makes something out of nothing. I've seen Zeke don't ever get. He rarely ever gets pushed backwards.
Bro, there was not no holes today like that.
You said Cedric Wilson should be wide receiver 3. over Lamb?
Hell no.
No, that's why he's wide receiver 4. He's doing a good job at wide receiver 4. Keep him right there.
Yeah.
I know, Kathy. I just like to fuck with him too. Russell Wilson did not make Dak Prescott look nowhere near bad. Oh, he basically saying what we were saying. But yeah, like no. You look at both Russell Wilson and Dak, like they have a lot of similar traits in the way that they play. They're both the captain in their football team. They both throw the ball deep when they need to. Now Russell Wilson got a little bit more years on him and experience, and then he has a Super Bowl on his list. Now again, you know, he's had the luxury of having a great dynamic defense at one point in time. Even though he doesn't have that anymore, he's at a point where he doesn't need that. Now, like I said, once Mike McCarthy and Mike Nolan get this team the way they need to be, like I said, this year might not be our year. You know what I mean? But I think that once we get a whole off season, like after COVID goes away, if it ever does, I think that this team would be much better with these coaches. And some of you guys that are saying like the coaching got to go, you guys got to understand that it's not as bad as what you think it is. It's not. It's not. It's really not. I need you guys to just relax and just take a chill pill and just let it ride out. Dallas shows a lot of the Seahawks' weaknesses. Exactly. Like we came in there and like you said, Russell Wilson had to work hard for that win. He had to work hard for that win.
It was not easy. I think it was the hardest. I think it was the hardest of the wins he had to go out and get.
And he knows that. He knows that. And we've played.
He took
good.
more hits. He took more hits today than he probably has taken
in a long time.
Yeah.
Sierra gonna have to rub that back. She gonna be level
up.
Yeah,
like I said, the front seven, the defensive line to me wasn't the issue there.
No, they did their thing. We know that Alden Smith is a beast. That's clear. Eventually, Mike McCarthy will have to take over play call. He might. I really hope that he doesn't have to. I want because I want to see the growth from Kellen Moore. I want to see him learn. He's going through his bumps and bruises right now. Again, all of these great coaches have been there with the offensive coordinator. You look at Kyle Shanahan. You look at Sean McVay. And those are name a few that started from, Bill Belichick. They all started from those offensive coordinator positions and got better and better and better and became great coaches that they are today. Sean Payton. So, I mean, you got to, and I know you guys don't want to hear, we ain't got time for people learning on the job. It happens like that. It happens because there's a reason why Kellen Moore is still here. Because Mike McCarthy could have said, no, I don't want you here. I'm going to call the plays. If Mike McCarthy is trusting this young guy to do his thing, obviously it's something we don't know about. People are talking about firing Coach McCarthy at delusional. I know, Gina. It's ridiculous. I'm like, so you want Mike McCarthy gone, but who do you want? And don't tell me you want the Clapper back because you see what New York is doing right now, a big bowl of zero. So. And we've actually scored some high points. I mean, this team is good. You know what I mean? We just got to get it together, guys. We got to put the pieces together. And some of the teams we played so far, you got to give them credit too. Just like we get the Cowboys players get paid, these guys are professionals as well. You said you're gonna make Carl go cry in the car. I mean, he should for saying that erroneous stuff in the chat. How can they say McCarthy needs to be gone 3 games to the season? Give me a break. Why? Exactly. That's the type of ignorance that we get from people that claim that they're Dallas Cowboy fans. I mean, because I swear to God, if some of these people that want this coaching staff gone already, if they were coaches, they wouldn't last long in the league.
Nope.
You said they want Urban Meyer, so you think Urban Meyer gonna come in here?
No, who they got hired? Get some damn safety.
Urban Meyer has got a real afflicted way of coaching as well. I mean,
I think McCarthy made adjustments in the second half. I like the line move.
We made way better adjustments than we did under Clapper. Clap on, clap off.
Yeah, man, I gotta get on out of here, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to log
out,
off.
y'all.
All right. So, any last questions, comments, concern before we roll out of here? Because yeah, Mark doing video. Exactly as Garrett. Yeah, we'd be 0-3 if Jason Garrett was in here.
Like, it got our ass busted.
And got busted. The games wouldn't. How you, Carl? You really trolling? How you gonna say all that stuff and then come? There's some trolls in this house. There's some trolls in this house. How you gonna come in here and say all that crap and then say Cowboys for life? You a funny dude, yo. You a funny dude. Can't wait to see Randy Gregory play. Oh, I forgot about Randy. Come back on now. Ooh, he come back against Washington.
Secondary?
You said, can he play secondary? Nah.
Bro.
They gonna put him, he can stand up. They might put him out there with them linebackers.
We need somebody to be able to.
Only thing I don't like about Randy Gregory, he get off sides too much sometimes. He get too anxious. He be like, encroachment. E2 to our Cowboys. Kudos to a well-fought battle. Week 3. You said it. Injuries and the fact no preseason games are attempting to run a game plan. Not enough time. Exactly, Dave. Shout out to my members, David. Both Daves, David Punillo and David Moore. Kid Mega as well. Shout out to y'all. But anyway, we about to log out. We about to be out like Vontae Davis. So any last questions, comments, or concerns before we roll out? Gina says, so true about the coaches E2. Only we know Belichick is a cheater, though. Can't stand him. Can't stand him, man.
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Hell, they cheated for 1 Super Bowl, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Still won 4 more. So,
right.
I mean, at the end of the day,
he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hell no. I mean, look,
you gonna get a shirt made.
Bro, I wish we could bring some flat footballs in here and win the damn Super Bowl, bro. We can't even, bro.
Deflate them balls. Sign Justin Simmons next year. We ain't even thinking about the draft right now. Pick up the phone. Earl, I'm out. We got this division. Yeah, it's so trash.
Yeah, the field goals today, the extra points they hurt us, definitely.
Special teams and safety position. You fix those 2 things, we'll play better. The cheat treats, yes. All right, guys, we about to head on out. He got to go home. I got to go home. I got to get ready for work in the morning. So I'll be doing my
I got my Monday morning quarterback show. Guys, make sure you tune into my channel, DMV Cowboys Fanatic. Hit me up, DMV Cowboys Fanatic. I'm gonna do my Monday morning quarterback. I'm gonna do it real early in the morning. So you guys are heading to work, you can go ahead and watch it, tune in, or whatever you want to do.
Definitely check out his channel. He does good work. I'll be doing my Monday morning hangover video tomorrow at work and on my break. So yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys coming in the chat tonight. Love all you guys. Peace and hair grease. Have a great night, y'all.